G'day everyone, Big GT fan here, back again with another car review. Today we're going to talk about the Mad Max Yellow Interceptor. Now, at the start of the movie, um, there was the yellow cars, the actual Interceptors, not the black on black Pursuit Special. So we're going to talk about them cars today, because the Pursuit Special literally was not the Interceptor. If you listen carefully over the radio, at the end of the video, at the end of the film. Sorry about my voice. I've still got a bit of cold, whatever. Um, at the end of the video, at the end of the movie, when he steals the black on black, what happens is he goes to find the tow car again, and as he's passing a tanker at the end, you can hear the dispatch from Main Force Patrol on the UHF saying, road cop steals the Pursuit Special and it's missing in action or something. But that's what it is, the Pursuit Special. These were the actual Interceptor. This car was the actual Interceptor. The other two were actually Pursuit. They actually had Pursuit written across the or supposed to have had Pursuit written across the boot lids, but the but the other car, they done a mistake with the boot lid, the March Hare car, the SARS and March car. Well, that car was supposed to have had Pursuit written across the back of it, but it didn't. It actually got the Interceptor written across the back of it as a mistake. So this car we're going to talk about is Max's car, and the dark one. The dark one was actually written out of the final screenplay, but this here was actually an XB Falcon cop car that was acquired by. It was actually an ex-Victorian highway patrol car. It had the 351. It had the 9-inch diff. It had T-Wire auto. It was the only car in the film with the bucket seats. The XA was actually an ex-taxi that they acquired. That's why in the film you can see it's being smoky and whatever. The other car was actually a ex-cop car as well. It had a 302 column change 6-seater, and that car, the big bopper car, it was actually faster. They said it was actually faster than this car. It actually went harder because it didn't have a rev limiter or anything. But that car got scrapped. The March Hare car got scrapped. This one was missing in action. It didn't. No one knows where it was, so no one knows where it is today. So whether it survives, whether it got crushed, nobody knows because yeah, it literally went missing after the filming was all wrapped. But we'll have a look closely. So what they did is the L88. This is of Corvette, the Scoop. It was off. It's not L88. L88 Corvette. The flare guards were actually designed. They were actually modified from a A9X Tirana. So it had the A9X flares, roof scoop. Oh, sorry, the roof spoiler. It's had the Interceptor written across the boot. 351. It did have tramp rods. It was actually T-Wire auto. You can actually just see in there. I'll see if I can pick it up carefully. So T-Wire auto. It was 5-seater, factory 5. Not column change. Did not have a GT dash, but it actually did have the calibrated GT speedo. So, but this car here, you get in the film, when this was used much more than the other two cars. The other two cars actually made an appearance later in the film when they're looking on the black and black. If you actually watch the scene, they actually pass the cars, and that scene was actually done first before the last scene with the Knight Rider. So that scene, that's why you see those cars in the background getting prepared. with the black on black Interceptor, or not Interceptor, sorry, the Pursuit Special. See, even I'm muddling it up because everybody calls it a fucking Interceptor when it's not. But yeah, this car in its day, the GTS bonnet, it had see, nothing was really changed on this car. It was mainly just the aesthetics of the outside was changed. There's a mistake on this one. The mistake on this one's on the actual left hand side of this car here. They didn't finish it. It's supposed to have the M Rokotensky and the dark one on this side, but anyway, we'll forgive DDA for that. But yeah, it is day, and the Sunraiser wheels on this car was supposed to have been, well, they were destined for the they were actually destined for the Pursuit Special. It was supposed to look like the other car, but I turn it back around. George Miller didn't. They said that George Miller didn't want that. So the wheels actually got changed off the Interceptor onto this car, and that's how this car ended up with the chrome wheels, not the yellow wheels. But Max's was supposed to have been different to the other two. So, and if you can see, the striping was all changed. All the graphics on this one was actually changed. Now the dark one was written out. He was actually mentioned in the movie when Sprog, where the son goes missing, and he yells out to May, Max yells out to May to go get the dark one. Now he was supposed to have scenes in this movie, but he got written out for some reason. I don't think George Miller. I think George Miller had a change of heart or something, or wrote the script around that, wrote him out or something. So, not sure the full story on that. But yeah, this car had a few scenes at the start when Max drove it to where the Chev got done in by all the bikers. When Goose saved that bloody the lady from being raped and stuff like that in the movie. If you haven't seen Mad Max, go and see it. And I think there was another scene when he's walking down, when he's waiting for Goose to go and see the black on black Pursuit Special, where he's going to see him. He's standing there I think he throws an apple to Goose, and Goose is Goose has a broken leg and whatever. I think Steve Beasley broke his leg actually doing the stunt with the bike at the start. And then I think there was another when they see Johnny the boy running through the bush, and there's that classic line that Goose yells at, "Hey fella." Hey fella, you're a turkey, you know that was actually filmed in this car. And other than that, yeah. But yeah, this car, it had a 351 Cleveland. It had an FMX auto and a 9-inch. So, the reason why I think that it's actually gone missing is it had all factory GT running gear, and it was built for the police. So it would have probably been an early 73 model. So it would have got a 4-bolt block probably. It would have got a lot of special stuff to make it a highway patrol car. But if they wanted to steal this one, I don't understand why they didn't want to steal the Big Bopper car, because the Big Bopper car was actually faster. It actually went harder than this car, and that was the one they smashed at the front of the at the start of the film. They actually destroyed that car. If you see in one shot of that movie, the radiator on the Big Bopper car, when they slam into the bongo van, well, the radiator, they actually had to be careful with that radiator in the next scene, because that was the only radiator. That was the radiator they pulled out of the hardtop to a thing, but they destroyed it anyway. So, and you can actually see the consistency of that that radiator in that other car wasn't a 3-core radiator. It was actually a 2-core radiator. It was actually a 6-cylinder radiator. So, but yeah, no, I thought I'd do this one, and if I can get the hard top, I'll do the hard top later on. But to clear it up, that these were the interceptors here. These were the interceptors. The other ones were pursuit specials, like the one that the Knight Rider stole. That's a pursuit special, and the one that Max was bribed with, the one that sucked nitro and had the Phase 4 heads and the blower and all this sort of what Barry said. It's that was, that was a pursuit special. It was never the Interceptor. It was known as the Interceptor in number 2, when the mechanic sees it coming through and goes, "Oh, last of the V8 Interceptors, piece of history. It'd be a shame to blow it up." But that's where that came from. But it was never referred to as the Interceptor. These cars here were. So anyway, that's my thing today. Sorry about my voice. I'm still recovering from a cold and whatever, so I sound like my voice is stuffed up. But I hope you like this video, and yeah, I shall get back to you soon with another video, probably another car review when my voice gets better. So anyway, Big GT fan out.